Alright, welcome back to part 3 of episode 10 of Let's Play Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution. Well, we've been sitting here looking at the scientists for the last little while I was waiting for you to click on the next part. But, as we left off, we were the first to discover mass media, and we receive an extra population in each city. So soon after we reached the 2,000 gold milestone and got an extra population in each city, more. Our civilization is on the rise. And we get to discover a new technology, or research a new technology. We're going to go for electricity. And unlike a lot of other technologies we've researched so far ahead of their time, we are way behind in researching electricity. Almost 200 years. More like 150 years. I'm trying to remember exactly when Ben Franklin discovered it. I can't remember the exact year. Anyone want to post that? Go ahead, go for it. So electricity, what does it do? Well, it enables us to build submarines. Electricity and submarines. How about that? 2 turns. And our glorious civilization has completed the military-industrial complex in the city of Boston. Now the cost of military units will be reduced. Yep, not only do we have incredible production abilities, but now things are just cheaper to do. Cheaper to build. So the army is going to have a radical increase as soon as we get around to beefing it up. But first, before that happens, our glorious civilization has completed the Leonardo's workshop wonder in the city of Abydos. Now all of our units will be upgraded. Now what does that upgrade mean? Well, let me show you. Look at that. Modern infantry in Washington. Weren't those archers before? Modern infantry in Hyderabad. I could have sworn those were riflemen. Still a militia. But New York, that's also modern infantry. I could have sworn that was riflemen last turn. Are you catching on to the pattern here? Tank, that was a tank last time. And Stuttgart, look at all that. Bombers, tanks, and just modern infantry. So, what just happened, you may ask? Well, Leonardo's workshop. Hold on, let's just quick go to it. The Leonardo's workshop wonder. When you build that, it advances all your units to the highest possible... let's see, actually, wait, how do I want to explain this? Alright, so when you build Leonardo's workshop, all your units get upgraded to the highest technology that you have researched. So, how does that work? Well, units kind of follow a pattern, as you've noticed, like archers, pikemen, riflemen, they were all defensive units. And the modern infantry, of course, is also a defensive unit. Then there were siege weapons, which consist of catapults, cannons, and I have not discovered this yet, but artillery. Now that didn't, I had no catapults, and I have not discovered artillery yet, so my cannons were not upgraded. But what do I mean by siege weapons? Well, these are weapons that basically, these are the units that basically have a ton of attack power, but virtually no defense. And in addition... they are unaffected by rivers, which normally decrease the attack power of other units. So, the game doesn't really have a specific name for these differences, but this is stuff I kind of came up with. The defensive units, siege weapons, and the last type is... actually, let's just go to it real fast. Hold on a second. As soon as it stops sending me everywhere. Hold up. I do not want to go... I hate this. When you're trying to explain something, it just makes you go to all your cities at once. Bad when you're in a rush. Alright. So the last type is basically what I refer to as a foot soldier. That consists of just your basic attacking units, which is like the warrior, which you start the game out with, the legion, the knights, the horsemen, and then ending with the tank. So all those units which are usually have somewhat modest, medium defense, somewhat modest, a fair amount of movability, and average attack power. Those are your normal. Again, I just call them foot soldiers, just for lack of a better term. basic infantry, whatever you want to call it. Again, this is one of those things that the game, to my knowledge, does not have a specific reference for. And it's basically what they are, since they're not weapons. Well, the tank technically should be a weapon, but it's not in this game. But they're not weapons, and they're not capable of defending themselves, even though their defense power is usually kind of average. So they're not completely defenseless, but they're not special. They don't specialize in it either. Because these are the things that they're not great for attacking cities, but they're great for battling in the field. Alright. So enough of that. Before we end this turn, we've got a whole bunch of new buildings to get going. So we'll do a harbor here in King's Landing. Stukert's going to build a temple. Abydos. Is that even going to be useful? No, not really, because Stukert's using it. So we'll have that go for a university. What the heck? And Boston will go for also a university. Actually, you know what? No, let us scratch that. Go for a cathedral instead. I'm going to save that university production for later on. You know what? No, I've changed my mind again. Trading post. That's what you're going to do, Abydos. We're going to put those desert squares to use. You, on the other hand, we're just going to rush that. Iron Mine, kicking you up from 27 to 39 production. Quite a jump. And we'll have you work on a cathedral as well. However, we're going to have a big, nice, juicy science bonus next turn. Let's take a look here. So, we're getting 671 science as of this turn. Remember that number, guys, because that's going to change right now. Oh, by the way, I forgot to address this. The year is 1905. We are finally in the 20th century. Nearing modern times, guys. Almost there. And, wow, more government changes. The Germans have replaced their democracy with a monarchy. Oh, come on. You were the one who set the style trend for the democracy, and now you're switching back to the old one of monarchy? What's wrong with you? Oh, well, so the Germans are monarchy now. Sire, you will be pleased to know we only need 2 more additional wonders or great people and or converted cities to be able to build the United Nations wonder and win a cultural victory. Right. Again, we're probably going to be getting this message almost every turn. And here's another reason to get it. We have, the culture of our people has allowed the great person Enrico Fermi. That's another one of those names that please feel free to correct me on, because I'm certain I'm botching it. I'm certain I'm botching it, because I'm totally going just based on how it's spelled. So, here he is appearing in the city of New Orleans. So if we develop 1 more additional great person, wonder or converted city, we'll be ready to build the United Nations and finally win a cultural victory. Even though we're going to be putting that on hold. Got it. And there's that one final wonder, at least I assume it is. Our glorious civilization has completed the East India Company in the city of New Orleans. Now we will receive 1+ trade square from the city. At the same time, Abydos completes trading posts, getting 2+ trading squares in all those desert areas. Look at that. So we got everything working on cathedrals. Hyderabad's still in a university, but that's still a ways off. New Orleans, you got 1 more building to build, but I don't want you doing it, so we'll have you work in the trade fair. Oh, by the way, look at those C squares, guys. 3 on each one. Let's go to my management workers. So you take a look here. 3 science speakers now, instead of 2, which we had before. Ah, good news. Now that we've built that temple, those 2 remaining mountain squares are finally within our grasp. So let's take a look here. Let's, just for the sake of it, take us off a food square and put it on that mountain square. Look, guys, Stuttgart now has 102 production. That is enormous. If you get a city with that much production, you're pretty much set. You can actually, quite honestly, you can rely on that city for quite a while, even on its own. If that was your only city left, let me tell you right now, if you had only one city left and it had 102 production in it, believe me, you are still very well off and in no danger. Not unless someone else is really beefing out that much more than you, because with just that one city, you can really, really just manage yourself. Just that much alone. Like, I can literally, look at this, I can one turn build all of these, everything I've got here, including that cathedral at 80. I mean, heck, I'm already halfway there to the trade fair alone, just with it. And we're going to have a big culture bonus jump next turn. And apparently we've already settled scientists here in this city. I can't remember which one this is. I think it's New Orleans. So, do we want him to complete the study of electricity? No, we're going to think about that. Use him somewhere else. Alright, still got a few more minutes left in this episode, so let's put you on a boat. And we need a destination. Looks like New York has no scientists in it, so let's put you on a course for New York City. Yes, I'm just going to call it that, New York City. Since it's going to have the Statue of Liberty in it soon, might as well start making it all nice and official. Alright, let's see. Do we have anything else we really need to do? Not really, so we're just going to end the turn and advance it to the year what I believe will be 1915. Oh, and here's another message about the United Nations. One great person left to go, which will happen as soon as I settle Enrico. However, in the meantime, we have discovered the secrets of electricity. Now we can build submarine units. And as a result, we received this bonus. A submarine has been built in Boston. So what do we want to do next? Flight, atomic theory, electronics, the automobile, nuclear power, networking, globalization. Getting pretty modern here, guys. I think we're going to go for the automobile. So we can build the artillery unit. The strongest siege weapon in the game. Siege weapon, again, referring to catapults, cannons, and artillery units. The strongest attacking unit in the game is the bomber. With the exception of that rule is if artillery units got infiltration, then it is the most powerful attacking unit, assuming it's going against a city. And we love the King Day has been declared in Stuker. Culture flourishes. Now going back to that what I was just talking about a unit having the highest attack power. They're actually I can just tell you this: if you wanted to generate the highest possible attack in this game, that would be quite a complex number of circumstances you'd need to have in order to max out that attack power. I actually can't think of what the exact number would be because I'd have to really drag out a piece of paper and do the exact calculations and take into account all the various circumstances. But I mean, again, that would be stuff like attacking from a hill, having naval support, having the samurai castle up, being in what's it called, a fundamentalism government in order to beef up your attack power, having infiltration or guerrilla if it was in your home territory. And to make it even more specific, you would have to be the English in order to get the maximum attack power because of their doubled naval support. All right. Let's see. By my look at the clock, we're nearing the 15-minute mark. So we're going to end part 3 and just click up there in the right-hand corner and advance to part 4 as soon as it gets uploaded. I will be waiting here for you.